25 Bank Street. 25 Bank Street is an office tower in Canary Wharf, in the Docklands area of London. It is currently home to the European headquarters of the investment bank JPMorgan Chase. The building was developed in 2001-2003 by Canary Wharf Group as one of 5 new buildings on its Heron Quays site. The building was designed by architect Cesar, Pelli and Associates Architects and built by Canary Wharf Contractors. Before construction, 25 Bank Street had been earmarked by Canary Wharf Group for occupation by Enron's European subsidiary. This plan was abandoned in 2001 prior to Enron's collapse later that year. From 2004, 25 Bank Street served as the European headquarters of Lehman Brothers until the bank's insolvency in September 2008. Design and development. In July 2000, Canary Wharf Group formally announced the development of the 11-acre Heron Quays site on the southern boundary of the Canary Wharf estate. This would involve the construction of 5 buildings providing a total of 3,300,000 square ft of great office space. During the development phase, the 5 buildings were designated HQ into HQ5, with 25 Bank Street designated as HQ Tower. 25 Bank Street, along with its neighbours HQ 340 Bank Street and HQ 450 Bank Street, were all designed by Cesar, Pelli in the international style, featuring complementary external cladding of stainless steel, glass and stone. 25 Bank Street and 40 Bank Street, which are of equal height, are conjoined by the West Winter Garden glass enclosed concourse and all provide enclosed access to an underground retail mall. The building is designed around a central concrete core containing elevators, washrooms and services. This is surrounded by office floors with stainless steel and glass curtain walls. There are 5 basement levels, a ground floor, mezzanine, and a further 32 levels numbered 1 to 33. There is no 13th floor. The lower levels, up to level 8, incorporate large podium areas on the south and west sides. This allows large trading floors to be accommodated, each with a 50,000 square ft floor plate. The south podium incorporates a secondary core. In July 2000, Enron Europe opened negotiations with Canary Wharf Group to take 130,060 square metres, 1.4 metres square ft of space on the Canary Wharf estate. The HQ and HQ Tower sites were earmarked for use by Enron in a mixed-use development that would include a mini power station. This development was planned to supplement Enron's Victoria headquarters at 40 Grosvenor Place. The negotiations were discontinued early in 2001, prior to Enron's insolvency later that year. On 3 April 2001, Canary Wharf Group announced that it had concluded a 30-year lease agreement with Lehman Brothers for the entirety of the space in HQ 12, a total of over 1 million square ft. Under the terms of the agreement, Canary Wharf Group provided a number of financial incentives to Lehman Brothers, including coverage of fitting out costs up to £35 per square ft, a further payment of £16 million on drawdown of the lease, and a contribution of £30 per square foot towards the refitting of 408,000 square ft of office space occupied by Lehman Brothers in Broadgate, City of London. Construction. The construction of 25 Bank Street was undertaken by Canary Wharf Contractors, with an overall build time of 32 months. The geography of the site presented considerable access challenges in that it was surrounded by water on 3 sides, with 2/3 of the 4th side in the former dock. A coffer dam was constructed in the dock to enable the water to be pumped out, and a road was built on top of the dam, with earth ramps to enable construction traffic to reach the construction site. River traffic was extensively used to minimise road deliveries. Consignments of aggregates and structural steel were delivered by barge, and a concrete batching plant was constructed on a barge anchored in the dock. At the end of the project, the cofferdam was removed and the fill loaded onto barges for removal. The construction of the rectangular concrete core was subcontracted to by Ambrose Formwork Limited, who used the Pelli ACA self-climbing formwork system. This was the first time the system had been used in the UK. By using the jump from cistern, the subcontractor was able to use additional work platforms situated below the main work platform so that multiple phases of work could be undertaken concurrently. The west podium of 25 Bank Street is situated at a height of 30 metres above the 100-metre length of the Docklands Light Railway DLR, including Heron Quays station. To protect the DLR, which continued to operate throughout construction, a concrete slab was installed above the railway that formed the base of the west podium. This would support the upper floors and also act as an assembly deck during construction operations. The 5 levels of the west podium are suspended from transfer trusses at the higher levels. The building was topped out on 8 November 2002. George Jacobscu, Canary Wharf Group Chief Executive, and Jeremy Isaacs, Chief Executive of Lehman Brothers for Europe and Asia, both signed the final steel girder before it was hoisted into place. At that time, 25 Bank Street was London's 6th tallest skyscraper. Elevators engineering was undertaken by Lurch, Bates and Associates Inc. A specialist lighting arrangement was installed to illuminate the crown of the building. This was designed by Light Matters and involved providing an architectural lighting and control solution using a total of 5,472 LED fixtures installed between the inner wall and the outer glass shell of the building's 32nd level. Lehman Brothers. 25 Bank Street served as the headquarters of Lehman Brothers International Europe and associated Lehman Brothers entities in Europe. The building was officially opened as Lehman Brothers European headquarters on 5 April 2004. Gordon Brown, then the UK Chancellor of the Exchequer, officiated at the opening ceremony. The building's fit-out was undertaken by Helson Moran, who were responsible for both the shell and core services designed for Canary Wharf Limited and the fit-out services designed for Lehman Brothers. Facilities included a TV broadcast studio, meeting rooms and 400-seat auditorium at Level 1, a 3,000 square metre data centre at Level 2, 4 trading floors at Levels 3 to 6, a gym and fitness centre and staff restaurant at Level 7, executive floors at Levels 30 and 31, and 20 office floors. Planned floors were located at Levels 8, 32 and 33. The shell and core architect was Adamson's Associates, with Swank Hayden Connell as the fit-out architect. Although Levels 3-6 were all capable of being used as trading floors, only Levels 4 and 5 were fully configured as such during the Lehman occupation. The staff restaurant, at Level 7, was operated by Restaurant Associates, who also provided catering services for corporate events hosted in the building. The full floor configuration during a Lehman Brothers occupation was: floor net usable floor space occupants 33, plant floor 32, plant floor 30 126,100 SQFD client hospitality rooms, executive dining room 30 26,100 SQFD executive management 29 26,000. 100 SQFD Investment Management Division 28 26,000, 100 SQFD Investment Management Division 27 26,000, 100 SQFD Investment Banking Division 26 26,000, 100 SQFD Investment Banking Division, Corporate Real Estate 25 26,000, 100 SQFD Investment Banking Division 24 25,000, SQFD Information Technology 23 25,000, SQFD Mortgage Capital Division, Fixed Income Real Estate 22 25,000, SQFD Legal, Internal Audit, Compliance 18-21 25,000, 400 SQFD sublet to tenant 1725,000, 400 SQFD unused office space 14-1625,000, 400 SQFD sublet to tenants 1224,000, 800 SQFD finance, operations, corporate services 1124,000, 400 SQFD finance, operations 1024,000, 800 SQFD finance, operations 924,000, 800 SQFD fixed income division, mortgage capital division 8, plant floor 770,000, 300 SQFD staff restaurant, gymnasium, travel, security, print services 669,000, 800 SQFD fixed income, investment banking, corporate dealing services and equities middle office 569,000, 700 SQFD equities trading floor 469,000, 500 SQFD fixed income trading floor 347,000, 100 SQFD information technology 248,000, 700 SQFD technical operations, data center 145,000, 600 SQFD human resources, meeting rooms, services, TV studio and editing suite ground 32,000, 600 SQFD reception and entrance lobby, auditorium, meeting rooms. Lehman Brothers in administration. Lehman Brothers in administration. Insolvency. The cash resources of the Lehman Group were managed centrally in New York by the parent company, Lehman Brothers Holdings Inc., LBI. Following a deterioration in LBI's financial position, on the afternoon of Sunday 14 September 2008, the directors of Lehman Brothers International Europe Limited LBI sought assurances from LBI that payments due to be made on its behalf on the following business day would be made. At approximately 12:30 am on 15 September, LBI informed LBI that it was preparing to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection under U.S. law and that it was therefore no longer in a position to make payments to or on behalf of LBI. Accordingly, overnight preparations were made for a number of UK-based Lehman companies to protect their interests by seeking an administration order under UK law. This order was granted by a UK judge at 7:56 am on Monday 15 September 2008. Ongoing occupation of 25 Bank Street. PricewaterhouseCoopers were appointed as administrators of the UK business and as part of this task took over the management of 25 Bank Street. Having arranged the sale of parts of the Lehman business to Nomura International plc, the administrators reached agreement to sublease approximately 358,000 SQFD in 25 Bank Street to Nomura International. An additional 63,000 SQFD of space was sublet to Nomura in March 2010. These subleases were due to expire in March 2011. In the event, Nomura would exercise a break option in September 2010 and exit the building at that time. A further 126,000 SQFD was sublet to other tenants, including the Financial Services Authority, land agents Jones Lang, Wooten and NYSE Euronext. From 1 January 2010, Lehman Brothers in administration reduced its occupation of 25 Bank Street to 290,146 SQFD, and from 31 March of that year exited the building entirely, moving to new premises at 25 Canada Square. The total property, IT and occupancy costs to the Lehman Brothers administration totaled $170 million for the 18-month period from the time of insolvency to the time of the 25 Bank Street exit. The office move resulted in annual cost savings of over $73 million. JPMorgan Investment Bank. On 20 December 2010, JPMorgan announced the acquisition of 25 Bank Street to become the new European headquarters of its investment bank in 2012. The purchase price would be £495 million. This was one of several real estate commitments announced by the bank that also included the purchase of 60 Victoria Embankment, a London building that the bank had been leasing since 1991 and which accommodates the firm's Treasury and Securities Services division. JPMorgan also announced that it had reached agreement with Canary Wharf Group to fund a further tranche of development to its Riverside South scheme. The building's postcode was changed to F185JP. During the Lehman Brothers occupation, it was F185LA.